Raven, baby.
Okay.
Illuminate my beard.
Illuminate my beard. Put a light on Andy.
How are you doing? What are we started or are we not starting?
We're rolling. I can start now, or we can be started.
That doesn't matter to me.
We could start,
Anyway.
or we could have started.
We can have started.
If you start me up, if you start me up, never stop.
All right.
We're already started. We're rolling. Welcome to Gravy Biscuits.
Wow, what is the weirdest intro?
Buddy,
That was flat.
we already have the weirdest intro. I know because someone comments on it almost every day on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's, by the way, I want people to know who don't like the intro artwork. This is how I know it's good art. It's moving all of you.
I like the artwork. I don't like the song.
Well, that hurts my feelings. That's the part I was responsible for. It does not hurt my feelings at all. I made that on a fucking loop-de-loop app. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you get the free sample and then I just sang over. Matter of fact, I tried to get you to do it and you didn't, and then I just did it because you have a better voice than me.
Well, I just won't do it.
Well, now I'm getting rid of all of it. What's up, buddy?
Not much, man. What are you doing?
I was cooking some Indian food out of a package. Andy bought like Indian food that you just cut the package open and dump it on the meat and the rice. I had to doctor it up, and I haven't had a lot of experience with Indian food. I'm pretty good at doctoring things up. Got a lot of experience with that. I believe I invented putting fresh toppings on a frozen pizza. I think I was the first guy to ever do that.
Probably.
Yeah, it was 1876. Tombstone Pizza was the only company in America out of Tombstone, Arizona. I just got done watching the Earps have their shootout at the OK Corral, and I said, man, I could go for a frozen pizza. I wanted to put fresh vegetables on it, so I did. Anyway, good at doctoring up food. Indian food, not my forte. I made it taste great, but it doesn't taste like Indian food anymore. That was the quote from my wife.
Well, when you're in what area of the world are you in? Tennessee?
East Tennessee.
It probably there's definitely the latitude of the earth, the way that the earth jugulates around the latimus. Probably something to do with that.
I hadn't thought of that. I thought it was because when I added honey and garlic, it made it taste more like a different part of Asia. But I hadn't thought of the lattice.
Yep. That's happens a lot. Do you ever eat any of the fancy noodles? Like the noodles,
the same brand, or are you just describing them that way?
No, it's not like ramen. It's like noodles that cut, and it also comes with an oil pack on top of
Andy has made purchase before, and I have sampled the wares.
Yeah,
not a big noodle guy, more of a rice guy, just because of my IBS. But Andy samples all the noodles.
All right. I like it. I like a good fancy noodle. I don't mind dishing out a couple extra cents for the fancy.
It really is the little things, No.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I made toast with Andy's mother's homemade bread, and I put leftover guacamole on it, and then covered that in some spicy oil and pretended it was avocado toast and served it to my wife. And I tell you what, man, it really tickled her cockles.
Oh, okay. Did we figure out what cockles were? They're in the heart of them.
We're not going to. You and I refuse, and Carmen's never going to be here when we talk about it. It comes up only when she's not here. That day she was late, and today she's absent.
All right.
What's up, dude? What's gravy, baby, with you? Anything new?
Let me see. What can I think of that's been going on? Man, no, nothing. Not a fucking damn thing working. Fucking, it's been hot and then it's been cold and then it's been hot. It's really not a lot other than that. Other than that, just
How's
same
work
old
been
thing.
going? Anything there worth talking about?
Nope.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What's gravy for me? I had a fun time in Nashville, which, that's not always the case. Sometimes Nashville sucks, but I had a fun time down there doing standing up comedy. I guess while we're thinking about it, tonight, I'll put this out later today and it'll be tomorrow. Anyway, on Friday, December 20th, I'll be in Asheville at Catawba Brewery at 7 o'clock. The show is early because Catawba has some sort of curfew. I think it might be a water curfew. It's great
It's
how
gotta be a water curfew. Are they serving water?
they're not serving water, but they need you to be able to poo and pee without everyone getting syphilis or whatever happens in the past. I just want to say thank God we don't live in a communist country where you hear about things like water curfews. In the great free capitalist society we live in, that would not happen. Anyway, it's happening in Asheville, so I have a show at 7, and I'm pumped about it. Come on out and see me. But what's gravy is I had a good time in Nashville. I dressed up like Mario and went on stage, and that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun because I was like, I'm just going to try this. You know what I mean? Remember when you just did that? You just tried stuff?
Like drugs?
Sure. When's the last time you tried a new drug?
Man, been a long time. Been a long, long time.
Are they even making new drugs?
Yeah, for sure. We still haven't even got, they got the jihadi drug over yonder. What is that called? The Katapanga. They get this. So Syria, a lot of the Hezbollah people and stuff like that, they make a lot of their money through selling this drug. And it's like, it comes in a pill form, got 2 crescent moons on it. They call it the jihadi drug. It's supposed to be that fire. That fire, y'all.
Does it 9/11 your ego?
Dude, I don't think it does, dude. I just think it makes you a goddamn stone cold killer.
That doesn't sound fun.
They found a whole bunch of warehouses in Syria. Anyway.
Okay. I'm more of like, let me do a drug that lets go of my inhibitions and I can, fuck animalistically while crying in a field about how beautiful music are. I get that some people want to do drugs and murder, but it's not me.
Well, I wasn't saying I wanted to do those. You're just like asking if there are new drugs.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that I was bummed there haven't been any new ones, and I found out there is a new one, and I'm still bummed because I don't want it. Like, I could just drink a handle of gin if I wanted to murder somebody.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we got. Are they calling it jihadi, or is that a Western spin? I mean, are they walking around like I got that jihadi?
I bet they do. It was a little racist.
It probably was. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know any Middle Eastern drug dealers. I don't know how they.
Yeah, I don't know.
If it's accurate, you can't get in trouble for it.
I would love to have I wish they'd make a documentary because I would watch that shit. That and that shit that the Yemens put in their fucking mouth, that big ass chaw that gets them fucking high all day. Yeah.
You talk about these things as if we all know the reference. When you said I'd watch a documentary on it, I think myself and everyone listening was like, wait, that's what we thought you did. How the fuck else do you know about it?
Buddy, I watch a lot and read a lot of news.
The news is talking about a 2-moon. Oh my God, it's got 2 moons on it. Wow.
A 2-moon pill, a 2-moon jihadi pill.
Now I gotta take it. For those of you who don't know, DJ, myself, and a couple of our friends call my lovely wife Andy 2 moons. Because one day I thought, man, the moon is apparently really fucking up my life because every time something goes wrong, Andy blames it on the moon. And I said, man, I couldn't bear it if we had more than one of those motherfuckers on Earth like they do some planets. So anyway, 2 moons, jihadi. Well, I guess I got to get some. I'm add that to my list. Here's my list. Quaaludes.
Yeah. Yeah, they still make those in Mexico?
Apparently they don't. I've been there and I tried to find them.
Nice.
I did try their Adderall. It was I think it was clean meth.
Yeah.
That aside,
Yeah.
and pretty good. Pretty good. That aside, I want to try Jihadi 2 Moons.
Yeah.
And then the only other new drug I've heard of, we call it 2C. And I think all it is 2CE, which is a type of psychedelic,
Right.
mixed with MDMA.
Right.
And it's like, that's not really a new drug. You guys are doing hippie flipping in one substance, which is interesting. I've never had 2CE. I had 2CB once, and I did not enjoy it.
Well, that's fucked up.
Thanks, man. I was pretty mad.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck it. I can't believe it.
I can't.
Huh?
I mean, I do think maybe my days of new drugs is over.
For sure, mine are.
But it would make me happy to know that the kids are getting some new stuff. But I guess what's happening is they're getting old stuff, but they're remarketing it, and that's almost as good. If you don't know, if you're 21 and someone gives you something, they're like, this is 2C, it's new, you're like, all right.
I got weird feelings about drugs these days. I feel like I hope that all the kids go sober. I hope they really they take sobriety. I hope they.
I don't. I'm going to go here and say that I take the opposite stance here. I don't want them to get fucked up, but I don't hope they go sober. Why would you wish that upon them?
Well, because I mean, I would like for drugs to like be out there that you could try them, but also it's like, man, the more you learn about stuff, the more you realize, like, god damn, man, like when the CIA left Afghanistan, their fucking heroin production went down to zero. It's like you are out here like supplying like the war machine. You are, and not to mention anybody who's selling drugs or anybody who's on drugs they are suspect. They are suspect, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because you have, and I'm not saying all drugs. I'm not talking about weed. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like, cause you just grow weed in your yard. You know what I mean?
Oh, I thought I did. Now I think I do again, but it's different than what I thought. Go ahead.
Okay. I just saying, man, like, I would guarantee that the majority of like big drug dealers out there are also fucking telling on folks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not like they don't know, especially the way that surveillance and stuff works and the way that people tell on each other. It's like, dude, you're compromised. Everybody's compromised. So I hope the kids just fucking focus on fucking beating down the system and not getting addicted to stuff and being like, another thing about we were talking about, people who are poor and like why they don't ever do things like go out there and Luigi a motherfucker. It's because goddamn, when your whole life is just abuse and fucking goddamn doing drugs and you're focused on all these other things, you're not thinking about toppling this fucking brutal system. You're thinking about living the next day. So yeah, man, and then you giving in to the sacklers and you fucking giving in. You know what I'm saying? That's just a bad. I hope the kids find release from this culture of, we got to do drugs all the time and stuff. And find happiness for themselves and find a clear fucking direction to once again topple this brutal system.
Hey, man, I've got a lot of things rushing through my mind right now. First of all, let's go back to the marijuana comment.
Yeah.
I did not realize that you meant, I guess you mean hard drugs? What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean like hard drugs and like pharmaceuticals and stuff like
You're
that.
not talking about not altering your mind for experimental reasons. You're saying don't take part in what is a black market that's actually
the CIA,
market.
Yeah.
The problem with that is like, I mean, so's everything else. So's literally everything else.
Yeah, but freeing yourself from that system, Drew.
Sure.
I mean,
okay. Well,
fine.
I get my Molly from a dude named Mike who gets it from a lady I met and she makes it herself. But I hear you. But that's not an argument. That's not. She does. I've seen it. I've seen where she makes it. But that's not a But that doesn't really squash all of your beefs. That's not like I got a lot of, all right, you winked at me. So you started this. So one of the other things I was going to say is I'd love to play that clip to old DJ. I'd really like to. And I don't mean like,
I wish he would have knew. I wish he would have seen that. I wish somebody would have told him that shit.
People did tell that shit. He called him gay.
Who told me that? Who told me that? They're just like, you're fucking up your life. And I was like, my life's fucked up already. I'm sad. Because I was already on the goddamn drugs.
So if somebody would have changed it to like, yeah, but don't you know the CIA's getting rich off this? I mean, that might have worked, actually. That's so funny.
You'd have to get me before I actually got addicted to drugs.
The other thing, right, fair. The other thing that came through my head, though, is, I mean, every generation, I think, goes through a version of this. I get where you're coming from. It's a place of love. You're not, like, wrong in a sense, but in a sense, I think you're wrong because it's like, man, we did all that, and now I think you guys shouldn't. It's like, no, they have to. I don't wish that upon them. If that's what they want, then good for them. And I don't wish, of course, I don't wish addiction on anyone. But if what we're looking at, if I'm thinking about my nephews, right? What we're looking at is like the weight is on your shoulders to topple the empire.
Yeah.
Or you can experience yourself experiencing yourself and not have that weight. Yes, I totally understand. There's a part of it. It's like, I hope you guys choose door number 1. That'd be rad for the rest of us. But if you don't, just like the rest of us didn't, just like the rest of us failed to do, if you also fail to do that, know that you're not failing me. You don't owe me that. And whether you owe yourself that or not, it's up to you. I'm not going to wish it upon you. If you want to topple the empire, topple the empire. If you want to fucking obliterate your ego in a field, then that's fine too.
Who obliterates their ego? I don't even believe in that. Like, wait, like that doesn't even really happen. I mean, I've done enough drugs to realize, like, whatever I thought that was obliterating my ego, that it wasn't that. It wasn't that.
It's just a fun way to say have a good time. That's all it was, DJ. We don't have to like get into the semantics of whether that. I mean, what does topple the empire mean? What does that mean?
Topple the fucking empire. It means burn it down. It's what it means. It means burn it to the ground, Drew.
Yeah. Well, next time I see some kids doing drugs, I'm gonna tell them that.
That's how they get you, Drew. They're like, oh, just experience yourself and laugh and dance in a field and everything's just ha ha ha. Everything's just la-di-da-da-da, as long as we're dancing in this field and enjoying this hippie music and fucking growing our beards long and fucking our hair wild and goddamn our Afghans are goddamn smelling good. You're listening to me.
I'm listening. I just, yeah, I am. But you stopped trying at the end. You start talking about
when you started looking at your phone. When you start looking, another way that they get you, Drew, you got them little thumbs going. I always got them thumbs. Always got that scroll. Got to scroll. I like, yeah, can't be toppling the system. I got to know what's on Instagram. I got to look at my tweets and my Blueski or whatever the fuck.
All right. I just wanted to read a quote to you that I like a lot. Is that okay? Or is that also a CIA op?
It's probably deep, embedded, fucking MK Ultra-esque. And by the way,
if I can't dance during your revolution, then I don't want to be a part of your revolution. It's one of my favorite quotes. I think it's misattributed to a woman named Emma Goldman. Maybe it was written by a CIA operative, DJ. I hope it was, because I hope one of those cats came up with something beautiful.
There's nothing wrong with dancing. We're not talking about dancing. We're talking about surrounding yourself in like a fucking drug culture because you fucking think that you need to be, you know, that's why that fucking Kurt Cobain, why did Kurt Cobain get famous? They let him get famous to make heroin fucking look cool so they could sell heroin to the fucking kids. Why the fucking
Kurt Cobain got famous because his band was the best band of that genre doing that music that was popular.
The best band of fucking grunge.
Maybe, all right, maybe I should have said most talented or most marketable. I'll grant you that. Maybe I should have said most marketable. I'll grant you that. I'm not the only one. All those people
jam with
Maybe I should have said most marketable. I'll grant you that.
Do you know Courtney Love broke up the Pogues?
We're in this. What? Courtney Love. I think about Courtney Love breaking up the Pogues all the time. all the time I think about Courtney Love breaking up the Pogues. It's like it's always on my mind. You know what probably would have helped if the bitch had ever tried mushrooms. Listen, man. I feel like we're having two separate I feel like we're having two separate conversations. It's not my wish.
You don't want to talk about anything because you're so busy scrolling and dancing and having a lottie-dog good time. You can't focus on.
Right. I'm too busy doing that, and you wish I wouldn't have a good time. Well, sell that to the kids, buddy. I wish you luck. I can't wait for that to work out for you. And
yeah, well, you know what? You can't when you're 12 and you're in the fucking coal mines and you're working at the meat factory and you only got fucking 2 fingers left on. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be real hard to have a good time. All right, you might as well be burning shit now. Yeah, that's what makes me so mad about. And listen,
I bet you'd have some good ideas on what to burn if you just, took a little psychedelic.
Pallets.
That's my opinion.
Burn pallets. You ever dance about a burning pallet?
What I was going to say is I think we are having two slightly different conversations. Because you're saying don't get lost in drug culture, and I'm just saying I don't not wish sobriety on the youth, but I don't wish sobriety on them either. I wish them to be able to come together and experience whatever the fuck the death of this empire is in the best way they know how. After that, it's not really my business, other than my own kid, I guess. What I do feel strongly, though, what I will argue with you about, if you want to, is our cult is going to fail if you go too hard line, straight edge. I mean, first of all, it comes off as a little sanctimonious. The man in a pashmina sitting in the field with that beard.
Doesn't need that because
did you tell everybody else not to try drugs?
On the inside, I am content, and I can show you the way, Drew. We're not drinking them energy drinks.
That's not energy drink. That's just
we're getting ready to
that's pure water, dude. Yeah, I think it has 4 grams of sugar in it. In the whole can.
Too many.
You're not gonna get me today. You see this Big Johnson shirt?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a force field, and what you're throwing at me is what I call 90s gay. Late 90s gay is what's coming out of your mouth right now, and unfortunately, I have immunity.
Listen,
I don't want to. You can't make me.
Open your heart, man.
My heart is open.
I can't kill myself. I murdered myself. I can't even get through it. Well, yeah.
I hope I didn't in any way encumber you on your goal there.
To get the kids sober and get them fucking trained and fucking.
You see what I mean? You see what I'm saying? This is what the old people always do to the youth. They want to get them trained. They can be soldiers in the war.
Espionage and goddamn and like sabotage and like fucking recon and goddamn. We're talking
they
about.
They want to. We should have been doing that.
We couldn't. We was all people were like, take these drugs and dance in the field. You'll love fish. Like what? I don't fucking.
Buddy, not me. I didn't even take drugs till I was 28.
Well, good. Well, I guess you're going to heavy. That's why you're so fucking goddamn right now. That's why you're being like.
Is that why I'm being like this? Yeah. Well, flip it, and that's why you're being like this.
All right. Well,
all I'm saying is that's not what was happening to me. I wasn't out there in my 20s partying my dick off and not paying attention.
Maybe you should have. No, you should have been.
That's what I'm saying.
Then you'd be in your 40s. But the kids should do it. They should just reject it.
They should do whatever they need to do.
Reject the vape. No, because when
they shouldn't vape. I'm gonna give you that.
Then you're inundated with all this propaganda and fucking and goddamn all this other shit. And the next thing you know what you're doing, Drew?
DJ, the most inundated, propagandized 20-year-olds I know are stone cold sober, living in their hometowns, going to church every fucking Sunday, marching to the goddamn national anthem and saying things like, you know what? I really think Russell Brand finally came around. If you think sobriety will prevent the youth from being propagandized into right-wing American acceptance,
Brand was a heroin.
you ain't ever met. Have you not? Have you ever been?
Brand was a
been to an FCA meeting?
He was a
Put your pliers down.
Jesus, Drew.
Put your pliers down when you're speaking to me. Put your pliers down when you're speaking to me. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever been to an FCA meeting? Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Yes.
You have not. Where did you
That's
go?
all we do. That's all we do, Drew.
Who?
And money.
You have never been to an FCA meeting. I have, and I can tell you with experience and authority that sobriety will not prevent the kids from being propagandized.
All right.
It won't.
But, okay. But isn't religion using a certain amount of drug to... Let's think about this. I'm serious about this.
Yeah, when you're 20, you got to find something to fit in that hole, buddy. And I'm saying if the kids choose mushrooms, I ain't mad at them.
All right. Well, I guess we're just going to... I mean, mushrooms, that's another thing. It's like, that's different. It's also different to take mushrooms and, like, just be growing up and, like, doing them, like, not as a way to just, like, enrich your experience, sure, but not as a way to become someone else without doing the work and, like, doing all this other stuff. Anyway, I just hope that people find themselves in their culture, how this culture grows so that it doesn't need external stimulus to enjoy itself and appreciate itself and to find joy in the world.
I don't think that you're speaking.
Whether it be materialistic, maybe whether it be like for like being whatever, having whatever, or doing whatever, and just being able to appreciate this glorious beauty that we're around every single day, Drew.
Well, now I know why we are arguing with each other now. Because I think we have discovered perhaps a fundamental difference between the way you and I view the world. Because you are now sounding pretty Eastern, and he walks away. You're now sounding pretty Eastern to me in terms of not needing the external stimulus. But my problem with all the Eastern stuff, all of it, Buddha especially, but
I missed this. You got about okay.
Is that the notion that you yourself can get there. Sometimes when I hear enlightenment and I hear the way it's described, it sounds to me like psychopaths, like this place beyond desire and beyond. So what I want to get at is with your comment on external stimuli. I understand that we need to look for healthy external stimuli, but in my opinion, it is unhealthy and just incorrect to think that humans cannot need external stimuli. Do I think it can be in the form of a community? Yes. Could it possibly be in the form of a community that has a purpose, which is toppling the empire? Sure. That absolutely could be the external stimuli that makes someone grow into a healthy person. But the idea that you can get beyond it is, in my opinion, not true.
I think you're thinking that I'm saying you have to reach some sort of like utopian fucking nirvana or something like that, when all I'm really saying is, huh?
No, you hate Nirvana.
I love Nirvana. As a matter of fact, I was just listening to, oh my gosh, to them the other day. And now I can't even think of the name of the album. It's not Euro. It's not. Anyway.
Is Nevermind one of their albums?
Nevermind is one of their albums, but it's probably one of their worst. There's, oh my God, what is the name of it? I can't think of it. I can't believe it's got shit.
They only have 3, so we've narrowed it down.
Yeah, they just Euro. It's a B-side album. Anyway. It's a B-side album. It's great. It's got Molly's Lips on it. It's a great album. But I'll think of it sometime in the future. What I'm talking about is just being able to value oneself and one's experience. I'm not talking about being a guru or being just finding the value in one's being. I have talks with like people. I've been having an ongoing talk with people, and it's like, oh man, like I don't want to be this, or I don't want to do this. It's like, man, it's just this isn't who you are. This is just what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I feel like we should it's like how we value this CEO. Obviously, they're trying to force feed you, caring more about this person than mass shootings or the school shootings. And it's like crazy how that school shooting got just dumped. It got dumped on us, right? It came and went. You know what I'm saying? And you never see that. And it's like, dude, they want you to believe that you're expendable and that you're worthless, and that only these people who literally don't do anything are valuable, and they are the value, and they create value in our culture, and they create value, and they don't want you to value yourself with, man, it's just like, and it's so opposite.
And they don't want you to value each other. And I genuinely think, since we're not play fighting anymore, first of all, that you're spitting, and second of all, that the revolutionary thought, like the culturally revolutionary thought that needs to be embedded in people, is to value each other and your community too much to let these things like this happen.
Yeah.
Man, the cheeky bastard in me wanted to say, and that's a thought I had while on mushrooms, kids, but it's not true. It's not true. It's a thought I had while I was praying in church, sober. Jesus, the one true Lord, at the Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
I don't
honor God with our performances.
Like, once
finger
again,
bang our girlfriends in the butt. It doesn't count.
It does not count, but the finger goes in the butt. That's fucking, the Lord is cool with that. I got to be honest to you about something, man. I think that respect has got to be in totality. And we can talk about this to some, because I've been arguing with myself about this because I don't know how to feel about it.
Because you don't respect some people, but you think you should just because they're a human being who's doing their best.
Yeah,
I deal with that every fucking day, dog. I wish I could turn the camera. I can't because this computer's too fat. I wish I could just turn it on this downtown and like show you like a "We Stand with Israel" flag or whatever right now. Yeah. Yes. If there is a God or fate or whatever, if I am the center of the universe, and I'm not, but if I were, I would definitely be like, and this is a period of trial for me where I'm being taught a lesson.
Well, everything's valuable, dude. I'm not talking about that. I have a funny story. Oh, never mind.
Well, going back to the play fight, I think everyone should be sober if they can be, but if they don't want to be, I think that's fine. I just don't think we can, with a straight face, tell the kids you got to topple the empire. At the very least, we should give them all of our resources to help them do it if we're going to say that.
Or like, at least like let them, like, show them and be aware that, like, they're controlling you with these drugs. They're controlling when your neighborhood, your trailer park get goddamn flushed with pills. That's a form of control, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a form of control.
It's like literal oppression. It's like an attempt to keep you down.
Man. It totally is. Yeah, I know. But and so like maybe showing them, these types of things. You know what I'm saying? And like maybe it's time that people start to, we have real frank conversations about those kind of things. But then you're never allowed to. We're never brought in. You know what I'm saying? That, like, these kind of conversations.
And maybe I'm a hypocrite, but because of what I've been arguing about drugs, but dude, I don't think anyone should do opioids unless they're in a lot of pain.
Right.
But at the same time, I got friends who do them. We got a close friend who does them regularly, and like, you know, he's got his life in order, it seems to me, and that's none of my business. It's kind of how I feel it. I guess it's like, are you looking at the youth like, you know, equals or like kids, you know, when they're 20, like, do they have that autonomy? I know for a fact they don't have the life experience to make wise decisions as a group by and large, but I also know for a fact that, like, and this is kind of what I was getting at, they kind of have to figure that out themselves and go through it. It's like I'm preemptively heartbroken that I do think that as Elon Musk continues to be the fucking shadow president and gut our stuff and turn us into even more of a surveillance state, and all these horrible things continue to happen and rights keep getting rolled back, I'm preemptively heartbroken that they too will, like I did, pick the wrong people to cheer for and blame the wrong people for it and not figure out who was actually to blame till they're in their 30s. And then by then, it might be too late.
Be wrapped up with bills and be in debt. Like, you can't have any thought or be in so much legal trouble. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's crazy. I don't know, man. I had a real breaking point moment. So like now I'm fucking like, you know, now everything, like when I saw the Doe shit, I was like, I swear, I was like, fuck yes, fucking cause chaos. Fuck these people. Fuck, I don't know.
Doge shit, like
Yeah.
the unit that they've created.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, you know, and he was like, you know, he's been like tweeting, he's like, yeah, no, we're gonna fucking we're gonna shut down the government. Fucking goddamn, it's like I'm like, yes, get in there, just get in there and fucking cause mayhem, dude. I just don't even care anymore.
I mean, yeah,
And
that's
to be specific, everybody, this is because of what really what did it for me was Biden pardoning the fucking most ghoulish, evil motherfuckers that you could I mean,
broke me, dude.
Cash for Kids judge, it was
Broke me.
The hatred that's in my heart is gonna take I can't
Broke
even
me.
Yeah, dude, broke me too. It broke me. For
And
sure.
I was almost like disappointed in myself for being disappointed.
Yeah, dude. Yes.
It was
Yes,
like,
to
oh,
be shocked.
apparently I still expected something decency. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, the Kids for Cash judge is a judge. There were two judges involved in this scam where they were, in this one particular part of Pennsylvania, they were sentencing kids to prison like at a really weirdly high rate. And they come to find out they were getting paid, literally paid to do that. They were literally taking money to send children under 18 people to prison. And it was proven. And they said they did it. They agreed they did it. And they got a certain type of arrest. Now, you may or may not know this, DJ. He was already out on house arrest as part of some COVID bullshit, which that's so funny to me. It's like all these private prisons were built. Someone had to fill them. So he got paid to do it with children. Then COVID hit, and they were like, well, it's no longer profitable for us to do this, so we're going to let some people out. We'll let him out. Then Biden pardoned him.
Oh, my God.
It just, any shred of belief that the Democratic Party was at least led by, I'll say that, I'll give that caveat. If there's somebody out there who's like who listens to us and they're a local alderman, I believe in you. But if there's but the idea that the leadership of the Democratic Party has any shred of integrity, it evaporated in my soul. And
then you look at it and it's not just as a lady that fucking robbed this fucking city for horses. It was another fucking
rich white collar criminal.
Yeah, dude. And like Stephen Donziger, where you could totally fucking pardon and free. I mean, we won't even talk about Leonard Peltier or Mumia or any of these other people or any of the people who are on death row that you said you were going to end or any of the other people on the crime bill that you locked up that fucking, you know what I'm saying? Forget all that. What about Stephen Donziger, who was fucking locked up and sentenced by Chevron, not even by a judge, man. Not even by this man was. It's insane. So yeah.
And to provide a little context, for people who don't know what's going on, Stephen Donziger sued, I think it was Exxon. It might have been also Chevron. on behalf of locals and won in some part of the global south,
like Ecuador or something like that.
because they do what they do. They ruined their environment, killed a bunch of kids, poisoned their water. He sued and he won. And then that company took him to court, I think is how it worked out, in New York, and then demanded that he turn over certain things. And he said, I won't do it because it'll break attorney-client privilege.
They sent him to prison. He went to jail.
I'm about to explain that part. Then the judge said, you have to do that. You have to turn these over, or I will hold you in contempt of court. And he, a lawyer with integrity, go figure, said, no, I'd rather go to jail and then appeal this or whatever. And my understanding is, it's been a while since I read it, after that, he appealed, and the mechanism is he's supposed to be let out. When he appeals that, he got put on house arrest first, and then that wasn't good enough for him. Anyway, whatever. I just wanted to provide some context. People are like, who the fuck is that? He's an environmental lawyer who's literally a hero, who Exxon or Chevron 1 decided they wanted behind bars, and they clearly, in my opinion, paid a judge to do it. And they did.
I don't think they even paid a judge. Like, yeah, they had to have paid a judge to do it. But like the crazy thing is, like, he won in court.
Yeah.
And then they locked him up.
Yeah.
And still ain't paid nobody, and it's still wrecked, and it's still an environmental disaster. So anyways,
most companies just don't pay. We are an oligarchy.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not, I think it used to be like under the surface oligarchy, and now what's happening is it's not under the surface anymore. Look, I realize this isn't really a political podcast, and usually Carmen's here to make us talk about dogs' butts or whatever, and we appreciate her for that. And I realize DJ and I cannot help ourselves. But unfortunately, I think it's possible that certain institutions in America are strong enough, and I don't even say this with a positive outlook, are strong enough because they require some sense of a citizenship to have some freedom to exist. I'm thinking of industries. I'm even thinking of some extent of the gas industry. It's like at some point, if we can't drive our cars around because we can't afford your gas, you will fall apart. But anyway, my point is that's the only positive outlook that I have. Sorry.
I'm so sorry. And then like right after that, like with the I guess they knocked out AOC, who I'm not the biggest fan of. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a huge fan of AOC, dude. That whole Eat the Rich dress at the Met Gala just smelled like
I got this shirt on. I got immunity to it right now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But then they bump her from the oversight committee to put in the 74-year-old, like, total dying. Yeah.
Or not technocrat.
They hate us, dude. They hate us.
Geriatric crap.
Yeah.
Buddy, they nothing us. It's so much worse than right.
You're right.
And one thing I want to say on Luigi that I was thinking of, I keep seeing all my leftist homies being like, see, this is what happens when the elites circle the wagons. This is what the elites do when they're scared. Dude, outside of people who are really public, like Peter Thiel and Elon, who want to be like in the news all the time, the elites aren't scared at all. We are not watching the elites circle the wagon. We are watching the managerial class who are afraid of being us, who are afraid that they're going to get knocked. The overseers is who we're watching circle the wagon. The DA of New York is not a rich man, but he gets to hang out with them, and he gets his little apartment, and he gets to schmooze, and he has his modicum of power. That's who's afraid.
Yeah.
And that is bleak.
Bleak, man.
Because I don't even think the billionaires are scared, dude. I don't think CEOs are that scared.
Trying to be like, oh, Peter Thiel was, he was all...
People like him might be, but that's because of how they've lived their lives. Because it wasn't enough for them to just be rich. Like, there are 800 Peter Thills. We know about 5 of them. The other 790 are just doing evil, and they don't need to be famous.
I think he just got stumped on the question. Maybe he was just too gooey at the time.
Dude, I think his ketamine kicked in.
Yeah, I think so too, man. But I don't think it was what people did. But maybe
I think he was going. I think he was going. You weren't supposed to ask me that because I don't know a proper way to say on television that I'm not worried because I will vaporize anyone who comes within 4 feet of me.
Dog. I will fucking send a drone to your house.
Yeah,
dude, it will fucking.
What so if anyway, I just got, dude? I wish I got blew up right now. On camera, dude. I'd go out like a legend.
It would be rad. It'd be rad.
Man, we gotta wrap up at the end. Go ahead.
All right. Well,
we got 10. Let's wind it down is all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Well, I got a lot of vitriol. You know what I'm saying? Is all. Yeah. So we go back. So to go back to Vegas, I don't mean any harm. That broke me, and I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't fucking give a fuck. Goddamn. Go ahead, fucking doze it up. I don't give a fuck, dude.
I mean, I definitely recognize. To me, it's like a paradox because it's so corrupt that I don't give a fuck. But the very thing that you're pining for the youth to topple is Doge. Is the way that came about, is the mechanism by which you can just appoint a South African billionaire and some little fucking brown mouthpiece. And I don't say that to be racist, but just like he's obviously just like some kind of weird, like my Big Johnson shirt, like immunity clause or whatever.
He's a billionaire, right?
I think so. I don't know. We're so racist as a country, we don't even learn a brown billionaire's name. I don't know his fucking name. Is it Vivek Ramsey or is that a different
Ramaswamy, man? Vivek Ramaswamy.
Okay, Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk. My point is like I'm at this paradox of like I don't give a fuck, and I guess I give all the fucks because even if we're gonna burn it down, we need to like hold the samples of what not to do the next time. This needs to be addressed. If we all say we're not
learn from history, is that what you're saying?
Less that and more don't become apathetic because you're not going to do anything with apathy. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I guess really what it is
but not giving a fuck about the charade is important. Because if you're too engaged in that, you're not going to get anything done.
Right.
You're not getting anything done, dude.
Not that I'm doing anything either.
Yeah, man. Remember when like 4 episodes ago for 10 minutes, I thought you were like saying we had to go blow stuff up. And I was like, man, I got to go to the post office.
I wasn't saying go blow stuff up.
I know, I misunderstood you.
Yeah.
I was
talking about growing community gardens and like helping out your neighbor.
Yeah.
Revolutionary act.
Small ones.
Yeah, I mean those are revolutionary, dude. Like, dude, fucking gardening and stuff like that. That's the last form of anarchy. That's the last freedom you're ever gonna get. You can only grow within a certain size to keep that type of fucking freedom. Because once you go over another size, they try to make you buy the seeds. You gotta fucking do all this. You gotta do all that. So you only have a limited space for personal freedom.
Yeah. Yes, I agree with all that. And that's like the only positive way we could possibly end this conversation too.
Yeah.
So I do believe in what you said, but even if I didn't, I would have been like, absolutely.
Yeah.
As a podcast professional, I would have been like, hold your cynicism back right here. Because I don't know why anyone listening to this would even still be here right now, much less going with us if we didn't offer some sense or example of positive outlook. It's weird, man, because to a certain extent, to regular people, we sound insane. Because even though people are like, well, yeah, this sucks. Like, abortion rights got rolled back as one example. But, like, my kid's school is still standing, and they still go there and they learn, and I still have a job, and we're still out here. And it's like, yeah, I get all that. we're not gonna, I don't think, end up in a, this is, at least this is not what I'm preaching. I don't think we're gonna end up in a place where like we're literally on the street shooting at robot drones while they surveil us. I do think we're already in a place though where if you don't stay in line, I mean, just like you said, you can have a garden, but it's got to be tiny.
Yeah.
You can sue and win on the merits of your environmental case, but they're going to make an example out of you.
Yeah. You can't
And
be a fucking whistleblower.
And that's just getting worse. Yeah. We're an open oligarchy, and that's scary. You were going to bring up Boeing. Yeah, they're murdering whistleblowers.
Yeah.
And we're all going, I got bills. I don't know what to do about it. You know, I'm not going to defend a whistleblower. I ain't never met a whistleblower. Ain't no whistleblowers in my church, you know?
Yeah.
That's a remix of a Cat Williams joke. Shout out to the GOAT.
Yeah.
I ain't never met no insurgents. Y'all kill all the insurgents you want. Not even telling you them's babies. Anyway.
Amber.
What?
Anyway. Oh, well, glad we got all that off our chest.
Dude, Carmen's gonna wake up and just be like, what the fuck?
What the fuck, what?
I'm gonna send her this episode and she's gonna be like, Jesus Christ. She's gonna be like, it's so much worse than I thought it would be. She's gonna be like, I miss it when you guys just talk about suicide.
We're talking about revolutionary acts of love and
Revolutionary acts of love. I like that.
That's really what we're talking about here is revolutionizing consciousness, revolutionizing action. You know what I'm saying? Like burning it all down by fucking loving yourself and being satisfied with yourself and with that which you can create, man. Especially
and your neighbors, even if you
neighbors, man. Yeah.
You want to hate them. On that note, here's something on my heart.
Yeah.
And I'm just speaking for me. I'm definitely not speaking for Carmen. She's not even here. And I'm not speaking for DJ, though I do think I know how he feels about this. We got to stop, in my opinion, putting it in the news and at the forefront of the fight on the side of good or whatever. That, like, some pizza place won't cater a gay wedding. Now, I want to be very clear about something. The people who refuse to pizza up a gay wedding, those are assholes. I'm not saying that they're not. I'm saying that in the time of evil dragons, you can't be worried about a mean lizard.
Yeah,
man.
man.
In my opinion. And then also, and this happens every time, and we never learn our lesson. We go, we can't allow this. Everyone spread it. We're meeting up. We're going down to the pizza place. And we post this on Facebook. And that's where the papaws live. And the papaws see that, and they go, we ain't going to cancel a pizza place. There's a papa who would never not go to Pizza Hut, ever. There's no way they would try this pizza. Not a single time. They read gluten-free on the menu one time, and they were like, not for me. And then you said, this is a right-wing fascist pizza place. And suddenly, that pizza place's lobby turns into a Hardee's. They got papas in there asking for extra napkins and more cheese by the boatload now.
Yeah.
You made their quarter, their financial quarter, because now they're supplying pizza to every fucking cop meeting, every FCA meeting within 100 miles. What you could have done was ignore it or burn it down. Make it look like an electrical fire.
Well, here's also the thing with that is like, was someone trying to get it catered, or was someone just asking, would you cater that? Also, isn't it a big difference to say, I'm discriminating you from coming into my establishment, and I don't want to, like, because I can think of a lot of different, if I had a business and people would be like, hey, do you want to come over here and do this thing for this, where I would feel uncomfortable, I'd be like, no, I don't really feel comfortable doing that.
Yeah,
flying out a convention or something.
You got to be careful. The counter to that, and it's a good one, is always like, so you're going to let people be like, yeah, I don't like going to black parties. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm not saying like you're discriminating people from coming into your establishment is one thing. It's saying, no, I don't feel comfortable entering into that environment myself.
Right.
Is something different.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't necessarily disagree. As I recall with this one, someone heard that they had denied a gay couple, and then the person who heard that reached out and asked them, and they confirmed they weren't comfortable with that. And that is like, so it didn't even happen. Look, man, again, fuck that pizza place, but we got to have a new way to go about this and not make the pizza place the most popular spot in the fucking town for everyone with a bob who drives a truck but doesn't do actual work for a living.
Yeah, and let's also say that in all intents and purposes, the couple haven't come out yet. So this could be them doing that, and everyone feeding into it.
Yeah. Wait, are you saying you think the business is doing that just as like a fucking, hey, I bet if we get canceled, we'll make $1 billion?
It seems like that'd be a fucking good business move if I were running 45.
One of the problems with how red pilled you are is you ascribe intelligence. You could be right, but that would be such a smart move. You're like thinking like a CIA operative.
Come out yet? Has the couple that got denied come out yet and said we were the couple? They denied.
Oh, I don't know.
Because until that happens, listen, Luigi was in
death threats, dog.
Dude, it's 2024.
Maybe they don't want to be involved in the Chattanooga culture war.
Oh,
maybe
God.
they just wanted to fuck butts and eat pizza.
But truly, it all is a very 2018 thing to do. And then, like,
yeah, we're back. Trump won again, dude. We're back.
No, we're not doing that anymore.
Dragging us back.
We're fighting cops. We're making community gardens.
Yep, I agree with that.
We're loving ourselves.
We're not canceling pizza places, not because they don't deserve it, but because it doesn't work.
And also, their menu is out of control expensive. Like, I believe you. Yeah, I look at it. It's fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't think, like, whatever. Whatever. But yeah,
first thought, but I can't afford this shit anyway. You think boycott? I can't even go in there.
I think the best argument I heard is who is not just calling for delivery when it comes from, like, you don't want the fucking delivery man goddamn just loitering around, right, giving you a slice.
Yeah, just get it delivered. Don't tell him what you're doing. Yeah. Hey, I need 19 pizzas, and also I like sucking dick. Like, leave that part out.
Yeah, dude. Who's getting pizza catered? It's like, whoa, what job is that, man?
Right. My honest opinion, jokes aside, is that if you're getting gay married, you want everybody to know, let them know. If you find out a place will refuse you, we're going to have to wrap up. If you find out a place is going to refuse you, tell your friends, but don't start a whole movement because it's going to backfire. All right, I got to go, buddy.
All right, hey, I just want to remind everybody that next Friday, okay, 1 week from now, we're doing spook babies or conspiracy babies. We're going to be, you can go on the Discord, you can go on the Patreon, and you can get the link. You can listen to the episode that we're going to be talking about. And then next Friday, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock fake time, we'll be fucking discussing with the whole thing, and it's going to be a good time. Join us. It'll be on Discord. We'd love to have you there talking about being good.
Yeah. All right. Not a week from this Friday, but this Friday, the 20th, I'm in Asheville, North Carolina. It's usually, historically, the show with the largest amount of gravy babies present in the audience. So come on out. And, I love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
You could stick a whole ribeye in one of your back pockets. Like,